Hey, this is Gloria, I'm sorry, excuse me. This is Gloria Norwood, owner of Sophisticated Spot Shop on Etsy.com, owner of Gloria's Unsolved Mysteries Oracle Deck, volumes 1 through 40, and owner of Gloria's Astrology Tarot at www.makeplayingcards.com. We're going to get this started. I'm sorry, I just had a little drink of water. I have a few more readings to put out before I get out of here for the day. I try to get some rest, but you know the haters, they won't stop hating, right? They never stop hating. And I'm like, I knew it was gonna be some drama when people found out or whatever, but it was what's best for the world, for me and him to be together. Obviously the universe wanted us together, and a lot of people didn't understand it or don't understand it, and I fully don't understand it either. But I know I never stopped loving him, so I'm happy that it was the person that I wanted. I was younger, but I wanted to be with, but now that this organization has affected him, he's changed. His emotions are different. He's angry, he's frustrated, he's stuck in a rut, and it's sad because some people, they decide to trust other people, and they believe other people were trustworthy, and they believe that other people were, their friend. But, that'll teach you something, If you ever watch Devil's Advocate, it's a lesson to be learned in everything. And who's to say God doesn't take you up out of hell and change his mind, He's the only one that can. So we're going to get that, I just want to get that out the way for people that don't understand and seem to still want to psychically attack or spiritually attack. And I'm saying for the 3 millionth time, like, grow the fuck up. You feel me? You made the decision that you made on your own. You cannot get upset because that's a decision you made. Now, because the other person didn't make a decision based on free will, which is also freedom of religion, that was your choice. Pick a side, right, Nicki Minaj? Shout out to Nicki Minaj. Pick a side. I picked a side, just like you picked yours. And we all have to deal with the consequences after that, whatever may come. So let's get this started on this reading. And no disrespect to anybody that has sold their soul. I just want you to understand that trusting people, you know what I'm saying, you gotta trust in God. Never trust in a man, So we're gonna leave that on the table. Hopefully people understand that. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you, because we all make grown up decisions, And you had a choice to have somebody review that contract before you filled it out, or before you wrote on top of it, or before you try to, whether you try to switch somebody's Akashic records. I know a lot of people have been trying to do that lately, using magical, spiritual magic and mirror magic and all that stuff, trying to switch destinies with other people. But you can't do that. God has something planned for you and only you. So let's get it started. Because if I was going around here trying to base my plan, excuse me for the shake of the mirror. If I was going around here, the shake of the camera. If I was going around here, basing my life on somebody else, I wouldn't be out here getting what I'm getting, you feel me? Getting the blessings that God got for me. I can't I can't ride somebody's coattail to the top. I got to do the work, I'm not going to sleep my way to the top. I work hard. So, and I realized, once I was in love, it was all over with. I didn't really have any craving for anyone else. So, like I said, we'll get into this reading, and I will do it. It's the Stokes Gothic Oracle Guidebook, and we will start with a reading. And like I said, everybody falls in love. Just because that person wasn't for you doesn't mean there's not somebody out there for you. There's somebody out there for everybody. That's just not your somebody. So like I said, look, we have Medusa's here. She's coming in with her energy. Told y'all to leave that serpent magic alone. What are y'all doing? Stop. You'll end up looking like this for the rest of your life. For eternity. In the spiritual realm, looking like this for the rest of your life. Leave the serpent magic alone, everybody. That's Medusa's message. So we'll see what her meaning is. Medusa brings justice Medusa springs out of the shadows, baring her fangs and hissing like the snakes that growl from her head. The venomous sting of her tail rattles behind her as her eyes prey. Just one glance in her direction, and her victims would be turned into stone. There's much said about the horrors of Medusa, but we often forget that the woman in the myth was both mortal and beautiful before being transformed into a monster. As the Greek myth goes, Medusa was violated by the sea goddess Poseidon. Rather than punishing Poseidon for the heinous act, furious of the desecration of her temple, Athena chose to chastise Medusa for breaking her vow of celibacy. In a sense, this card is as much about injustice as justice. It will often arrive when we feel as though we have been treated unfairly. The rage of Medusa's stance suggests it needs to right a wrong or invoke fairness of some kind. If you have drawn this card, it could be time that you seek justice. You may be motivated by anger, but remember to keep as a level head as possible when relying the facts of the situation. It is time for you to give your side of the story. As a general card, Medusa is a good omen, especially when connected to a legal situation or times when the truth needs to be confronted. Now I'm going through that right now. I've already had my encounter with Medusa, and she's very amazing. She is. I got to see her in person, so I'm so happy to be a part of the spiritual family. And like I said, you got to be born and raised, honey. So I was so happy to meet her. But look, the bad part about it is I can never tell when they're in here, when they're not. It's so many people wanting to know what's the next step on what level they'll be going up. And like I said, I don't know what God has planned for anybody. You know, it's up to Him. If He wants to leave you in hell for 2 months and then bring you out and take you to heaven, that's His choice. If He wants to take you to heaven and then take you back to hell and then put you back on earth, that's His choice. Only God has that power. You know, only God does. Not even Lucifer can do that. Because he can't get in heaven. So y'all think about the decisions y'all make, because that's Medusa's message to y'all. Let's get it, y'all. You know, I've seen people playing with the serpent magic. My own best friend looking like this, looking a hot mess. Leave that serpent magic alone. Look, because somebody's here to light the darkness. A light worker. Very kind and nice. And y'all are very rude to me. You know, somebody's lighting the way. You know, because we have somebody who's dying. Who's a karmic. Who sold their soul. And clearly are on another level of Freemasonry. Where they have wings. And as I stated before, vampires exist. We're not going to fake in front here, because the government is under scrutiny. And we know why now. Look at this. After so long, you guys just start fading away. And walking through the walls after you've done your initiation. Because this one's dying. You're on her way to the grave. She's probably doing mischievous stuff. Being messy. Being a karmic. Because you got the messenger from the owl. Ancestors talking to y'all all around. Are y'all listening? Or do y'all think y'all own everything? So y'all refuse to listen? We go to light the darkness. Holding out her hand, a shrill figure suspends a neck before our eyes. The light of the pinnacle brightens the dark room, showing every crack within the brick of a delicate silvery webs. What we could not see before is now illuminated. This card cuts through the darkness and helps you to see clearly. During times of worry or fear, it can highlight a positive sign that is headed your way or a snippet of new information that will allow for better understanding of a situation that has been confusing you. If you have drawn this card, it might be time to still your mind and keep alert. Clarity or understanding could be within your grasp. If you only open your eyes and ears, the words of a friend, the lines of a song, or seemingly random message from an unexpected source could provide the answer that you have been looking for. Clarity shines a light into the darker rooms of existence that are filled by uncertainty. When this card arrives in your readings, the situation you asked about will soon become more comprehensible. Didn't I tell you the karmic was gonna die? Being messy, being trifling, being angry, being disrespectful, not accepting their fate, and expecting somebody to take the blame. They don't want to take responsibility, but quick to pass judgment or purge somebody. And then did death magic, obviously. And the death went in reverse. And it says on Confaria, caution, a fairy framed in red feathers stands coolly in front of the window, the moon gently lighting the back of her head like a soft halo. At first glance, you might think she is here to help or befriend you, but think again. If you look closer, you will see the spiders crawling around their mistress. Look once more, and you'll notice her necklace, resembling one of her 8-legged minions. The Spider Queen's dress resembles a web in which we may easily become tangled. Her wings are blood red, like the red-backed spiders that crawl within her lair. It is only natural for us to be cautious when we are greeted with the unknown. This fairy may be beautiful, but poison runs through her veins. This is the time, therefore, to find out what you are dealing with before making a decision. If you have drawn this card, caution is required since rushing into something could result in a bad or even dangerous outcome. If you are considering investing funds, signing contracts, or trusting others with something you hold dear, then a little extra research would be worthwhile. We all need to be cautious at times. Although our modern problems may not be perilous, as facing a venomous spider, they could cause disruption within everyday life. When this card turns up, prevention would certainly make more sense than cure. Yeah, I've been having that problem lately. Karmics running through the walls, being messy, jealous, envious, upset because they feel used by my husband. Well, ma'am, you're responsible for pulling your panties down and putting them back on, aren't you? You had a choice to say no or yes. And you chose to say yes. And you also chose to disrespect his wife. It's one thing to say yes, but it's one thing to disrespect me that has nothing to do with it. Because I don't follow his path. I knew he was going down the wrong path. So, don't swing at me, karmic. I'm doing death spells on somebody. It went in reverse. Enjoy. Now you have the owl messenger, communications. A younger woman casts an owl from her balcony. Holding a scroll between its claws, the bird flies into the sky with great speed and its eyes firmly set on its destination in our modern age. We receive many messages through our day. We are no longer relying on just the mail carrier to deliver letters and documents, since we now have an array of electronic means for sending and receiving information. If you have drawn this card, it would seem that a message is headed in your direction. And this information or confirmation you have been waiting on, or will it be completely surprise, as well as personal greetings, letters, and generous correspondence. The cards also suggest contracts which awaited test results. Although our messenger can predict events, arriving on your doorstep. It can also encourage you to put pen to paper, so to speak. Have you got forms that need filling out and send or might a loved one appreciate a call or some kind of contract? A message can make their day. As I stated before, this is a short message from the Gothic Oracle. And we'll be right back with another message. Thank you and have a blessed day, you haters. Bye.